everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of the second reproduction, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start. I'm bored. Huh? I couldn't understand why he'd suddenly say such a thing. The Demon Lord gave a melancholic sigh, seemingly bored, elbow on his armrest and chin in his hand. You're barely even trying with your assassination attempts these days. They're mediocre. Banal, even. I'm getting bored. Come on, where's your spirit? Try and kill me seriously, just like before. He was asking us to do horrible things to him, yet he sounded like a little kid having a tantrum. His retainers just stood there and smiled, watching their spoiled child get more and more obsessed with his new toy. Hey, aren't you guys his retainers? Are you sure it's okay for him to act like that? Maybe I should try and attack him more often. Wait, I thought I did it plenty of times already. I haven't given up or anything, I'm just busy at the moment. With what? Ecological research? Sounds like fun. Count me in. Well, it's more like demon anthropology, so you're one of our research subjects. Don't be an idiot. No one would ever work alongside their mortal enemy. There's someone standing here who would. Fine. If you want me to beat you up that badly, then bring it. Ahem. My deepest apologies for disturbing your fun, but Lord Gardis, you're scheduled to depart for Hazel today. Oh, now that you mention it. Are you going somewhere? Sorry, you must get really lonely when I'm not around. Wait for me anyway. I don't get lonely at all. Not one bit. So stop worrying and go away. Pwah. Even though you're so in love with me, you come to see me every day. I'm not in love with you. I'm just making sure you haven't run away. Oh? Well, if you say so. You're so dead! Alright, alright. Once I get back, I'll play with you as much as you want. Gardis spun up towards the sky, leaving me with his snide comments. For goodness sake, that's not what I... My cry was in vain, for the black-winged demon lord laughed heartily as he flew off into the distance. Ugh, where does he get all that confidence from? Well, Lord Gardis seems to be having a lot of fun these days. I can feel it too, as his assistant. Gardis' assistant, Jin, shuffled the documents in his hand and smiled at me. You'd never think he was the Demon Lord's right-hand man with a smile like that. I didn't mean he looked unreliable, just harmless. When we first met, I was shocked because Jin looked barely older than me, yet he held the incredibly important position of Deathride's Prime Minister. Well, as a demon, he looked quite young, but his actual age made him a lot older. With long, silvery hair that fell onto his back, a slim and sleek body, and a feminine face, Jin could easily be mistaken for a woman. The dark green ribbon tying his hair back stood out amongst his dark clothes, seemingly out of place in his mostly black appearance. I heard that he got it from the previous Prime Minister. Jin, I know I've said this before, and I don't think I need to say it again, but I'm here to kill that guy, remember? Yes, I remember. I've heard you say it several times now. Then... I'm a lot more observant than I look. If you were someone who had to be killed, you would have died the first day we met. For barely an instant, danger flashed from the depths of his gentle smile. My body froze for a brief moment, but Jin's expression quickly returned to normal, his smile cheerful once again. Anyway, didn't you want to do some ecological research today? Yes, that's my plan. We were enemies, so I had every right to lie to him, but for some reason I couldn't. It had to be his perfect smile. A pure smile without a single flicker of evil. I could still recall Gardis complaining about how unfair it all was. He wanted me to be just as obedient with him.
I see. Well then, have a safe trip. Lord Jin!
Just as I was saying goodbye to Jin, the door suddenly burst open and a loud voice cried towards us. I turned to look, startled, and there stood a soldier gasping for breath.
What's the matter with you? Aren't you being rude to our guest? My deepest apologies, sir! You seem anxious, however, so I'll assume the information you're bringing is just as important. Am I correct?
Yes! I've just received a report of the Wind Village is being attacked by a champion!
Wind Village?
The familiar name sent a jolt through the both of us. Gardis had taken us to the Wind Village about a month ago. It had been a while, but I could still picture the serene, flower-filled landscape of the village. But now...
Are the villagers all right?
Lisette had got along with the village children, and right now, he was the most anxious out of all of us. Unable to keep his cool, he pressed the soldier for more answers.
Huh? Oh, we don't have any details yet, so...
The soldier stuttered. He hadn't expected Lisette, a human of all things, to be so concerned about it. Lisette. If I hadn't been here, Lisette might have rushed out to the village there and then. His teeth dug into his lips, and seeing the blood drip down his mouth made my heart ache. He must have decided to stay here only out of concern for me. Knowing Lisette, he would have wanted to run over to the village right away. But this is the fate of the demon race. There's nothing we can do about it. I tried repeating that to myself in my head, but a feeling of absolute disgust rose up within me. I felt like throwing up. From a human's perspective, killing demons was common sense. There was nothing wrong with it. I kept trying to tell myself that, to calm myself down, but it just made my whole body tremble more and more. My brain could accept such reasoning, but my heart couldn't. Do I want to save those villagers? The moment I realized that, my confusion doubled. I came here to kill demons, but now I wanted to save them. How ironic. I opened my mouth. I wanted to say something, anything, but nothing came out. Unable to stand it, I bowed my head instead. Jin glanced at me from the corner of his eye, then turned back to the soldier.
From what I remember, there's a self-defense team at Wind Village. Did they help the women and children escape? Unfortunately, the champion brought a large group of skilled fighters with him. They struck before anyone had time to get away.
Those words shattered my hesitation in an instant. I'd made my decision. Lisette!
Yes.
We still need to express our gratitude to the villagers. They may be demons, but we cannot forget another's kindness. Doing so would be an insult to the title of knight.
Lady Christina, where are you going?
We're going to the Wind Village, Jin. Not for Gardis' sake, but to fulfill our own desires. Are you going to stop us?
Of course not. I'll leave it to you two.
Come on, Lisette.
Yes.
I left the throne room, adrenaline boiling through my whole body. The evening sky burst into my vision, making me even more restless. And I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this one, then click the eye at the top and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.